feel about the actual people who did it to us and avoid having to confront what they've done emotionally, internally, inside of ourselves, confronting what has happened. David?
Is it also kind of like, particularly when we're really small, that we're really open and we're really trusting, and that trust has been severely betrayed?
Yes, that's exactly my next point. I'm going to talk to you about this. You imagine when you're little and Daddy comes home and Daddy leaves for work in the morning, but he says to you before he goes, I'm going to come home and play with you tonight. Right? So what is the child feeling? At this stage, the child is feeling hope, what I would classify as hope. They're looking forward and feeling excited about the potential of Daddy coming home and playing tonight, throwing some ball or whatever with them tonight. Daddy doesn't rock up. Now what do they feel? Well, they feel that firstly, there's a lot of things, isn't there? I can't really trust that what Daddy says is true. I can't really have faith in any of Daddy's future promises because he's already proven that he hasn't followed through with the past promises. So I can't trust in his future promises either. And I have to now be very careful about trusting anybody, even the people who say they love me. Right? I have to be very careful about trusting them, trusting what they will do based on what they've said. So can you see straight, just one event causes an injury in the viewpoint of love, causes an injury in the viewpoint of trust, causes an injury in the viewpoint of faith. And because we're desperate for Daddy's attention, usually as a child, we then no longer blame Daddy for all of that, and we have to put the blame somewhere else. And yet we could quite easily process that emotionally just by feeling the disappointment we have in Daddy. Feeling that we were lied to, or feeling that we can't trust anymore as a result, and so forth. We just need to process those as feelings, right? But we choose to not do that. We choose to hold on to those feelings. We choose to suppress them. We choose to keep them under control. And as a result, now the next person who makes a promise to us, we automatically are not trusting them. Right? And that person who makes a promise to us and fulfills them, we still won't trust them. We still won't trust them. And they can make 10 promises and fulfill every promise, and we still won't trust them. And you know why? Because we've not released the very first event, the very first thing that happened. All right? So you can see that what we're doing is blaming God, and then of course we're disconnecting from God because we feel God is this character that is not very lovable, right? And certainly not someone, like if someone was like that, I don't think I'd want to have them in my life either. Do you know what I mean? And in fact, someone just have to be one of those things and I probably wouldn't want them in my life, let alone all of those things. Right? And yet, what I observe you doing is you still want your mummy and daddy in your life. You still want the people who've done this to you in your life, and yet you reject the person who's never treated you this way. Do you see? Isn't that ironic, what we do? Just because we don't want to address the reality of our childhood situation.